breeze in my hair that's like come hither stare that strips my conscience bare. It's witchcraft, and I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one that I wouldn't switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than me. It's witchcraft, that crazy witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one that I wouldn't switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Ready? Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a sort of rainy day.
I don't know what
Sort
it
of
is.
sunny day.
Kind of sunny, kind of
Not a
Tuesday.
sort of.
It's a lot of Music Tuesday with Kendra Erica in the house, live and in person. I'm so excited.
How'd you like that open?
Very
What a switch! I'm bleh all over her
Bleh.
because that is like so. That is so cool. I like that rhythm whole thing.
It's a whole different feel. She always pops it in different.
I don't know. I think that they needed like a break of what Kendra does. She brings all that action. And I always said the last song you did should be in a James Bond movie. But now they blew him up, so we have to figure out what they're going to do next.
We're going to add it to Frank's movie is what we're going to do.
That's what I heard. I heard Frank wants
Blue
to do
Falcon,
it.
we're going to put the new one.
Oh, yeah. The Thriller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one now is a whole different mood. Reminds me when Tony Bennett took Lady Gaga and changed her whole conceptuals.
Who do you see doing this with, in conjunction with?
In conjunction, like, where do I see the project?
Like he's like Lady Gaga, Tony Bennett,
Yeah.
Kendra Erica, and
Who? Michael Bublé.
ah,
Duh.
that'd be nice.
That's not a bad mix.
He's like the contemporary Sinatra. Like,
Yeah.
although Sinatra can never be replaced, he's like irreplaceable. But you know, there's always a generational role for or a generational person for that specific role in the music, you know, jungle.
Well, now that you've brought it up, is music changing?
I think so. I know so. I feel it.
What do you see the changes?
Yes.
Well, a lot of artists are now starting to infiltrate my territory, which is dance music. I mean, we have Beyonce, who is just like a.
She's infiltrating Kendra
She's
Erica's space.
infiltrated my freaking territory.
She should stay in her lane.
Yeah. So, but yeah, a lot of people are starting to get more into dance music because they've seen how much of a positive, influence that dance music has had on the generations, and so they're kind of like they've kind of like snaked their way into it. However, the people that have had the stakes for like for the longest time in dance music, we now feel like we're being pushed out, but at the same time, I'm not like I'm staying like I'm rooted in the dance music, but I know I've come from a background of theatrical Broadway jazz, so I wanted to make sure that I had another tree trunk in there, because honestly, that's like, those are my roots, and it just authenticates my journey, my development, more so.
You've worked with so many different producers in so many different genres. We'll have people in here from Chico, so we know he was your producer.
Yeah.
And then we met Rob Evan, and
Rob
he was your
Evan,
producer.
yeah.
And then you did that piece with Constantine.
Yeah.
You've got footprints everywhere. You just don't have one set go-to.
No.
Why do you have so many different varieties to choose from?
It's good to diversify, but strategically diversify, so that you're not like working with, the polka players, and then all of a sudden you're working with, the Bollywood rap, like there needs to be a direction, and diversifying within that constant strategy is important.
It's so funny because we have people in here and we play your music and they say, you know Kendra? How do you know Kendra? And Freddie always tells the story, well, I knew Kendra when?
Back in iHeart. Back. It's funny because I look at her now and what a change.
Other than your dad, he is like your pseudo dad. Look at that face. Is that like not the proud papa to watch you sing
have to
and
be
to
proud.
sit here? He is so
I tell her that
proud
all the
of you.
time and say I'm so proud. Because Kendra could have quit a long time ago. And she said, nah, we're going to keep going. And Lionel Richie, In New York City, I went to see Cats, and Lionel Richie was in the house. And I got to talk to him for 2 minutes. And Lionel Richie is the type of guy that he does the same thing that you're doing. He has written music for tons of people, and they have all turned them into hits. And Lionel's not bitter about it. He loves it. I mean, he gets paid a commission for doing whatever he did. But Lionel always said, sometimes you give somebody a bag of sugar, and they make the sweetest cakes. And that's exactly what you're doing. Now, you're also on, is it CSI?
Yeah, Rapture, the song that I co-wrote with Chico, that got placed actually into, that was played on 2 different major shows. One on HBO Max's Sex Lives of College Girls, that was played during one of the club scenes. And then it was also, it opened up one of the episodes on CSI Vegas.
How'd you feel when you saw that?
Well, when it opened up CSI Vegas, I wanted more of it because it was just like, it was like half of the song, but it was, since it was CSI Vegas, it was playing while there was just this aerial drone shot of Vegas. So that just, it legitimized it because that's where I filmed the video. And also Chico's, Chico's also very is from Vegas, so he has that influence was like threaded through nicely. But yeah, it just made it. It was like, yeah, this is. But I wanted more of it.
I mean, it was a CSI. Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
so
I wanted more of it because all of a sudden they cut to a dead girl in a shopping cart, and I'm like,
Where's the rest
But
of my song?
that's the show.
I know, but I wanted more.
You want more of it?
Yeah, I
okay.
did.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna get more of it. You're gonna keep pumping it out there. I was happy to see. I told her we went to Lee's. I grabbed your mom was walking out the door, and I ran and I chased her down. I don't know if she told you this. And I said to her, you know something? You should really be proud of your daughter. You did a good job, is what I told your mom, because she had just posted that it was coming out, and that's how I found out about it. And that's what you want, man. You know, it isn't about writing the home run ball, but it's about getting in the game. And that, to me, lets me know you're in the game. I wish I could say that somebody played something we did on TV. I wish it. I just wish it. But that is something to say, you know, I did that. And better things are coming for you. Are you going to continue this type of music that we just play, Witchcraft, or are you looking to do, what's next?
What's that? Well, I have another one coming out after Witchcraft. That one is more on the pop nose, on the dance pop scheme. And then after that, I feel like this playing in my roots is like gonna be copious for me. I'm just experimenting right now.
What brings you to Florida?
What?
What brings you back home?
Well, I am. I'm filming a series pilot with Mr. Ciro DiPaggio, the Moth King, because his movie is coming out in May in select theaters in LA, New York, and Miami. And also going to be on demand, like on Amazon Prime and Apple and Vudu and Spectrum. But I'm co-starring in his follow-up project called the Cherry Picker.
Wow.
Now this is a different
Congratulations.
side. I didn't know that you wanted to do movies. I know you want to sing in movies, but I didn't know you wanted to
Yeah,
be in
Freddie, I want to do movies.
I didn't know. Did you know that? You know, as long as I know, you did it.
It's just the next natural step for her to take.
Yeah. So I have that coming up. So I'm filming that, and that's what brings me to Florida. And also it was around like I'm here for Easter as well because my parents are here. So it just made sense to do the peeps and the colored eggs and just the family time with them.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Yeah,
More to come.
I'm happy to be here.
Hopefully, we're going to get Kendra to sing later in the show. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to ease her into. It's almost midday here. Ease her back into.
It's only 9 o'clock in L.A.
I know.
So she's just waking up now.
Slowly easing Kendra into the day. We've got Karen Stein with us. We've got Lisa Gino coming in. More to come on our midday show, plus our Good News Network segment. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Now here's the good news with your host, Shay.
Hello, welcome. Again, my name is Shay, and today we're doing good news. So for our first story, we're going to start in the UK. There's a cat rescue shelter that has little retirement homes for them, which are absolutely adorable, as you can see. They're from Shropshire Cat Rescue, and they give these cute little homes to each of our little furry friends. So yeah, again, you can see how cute they are. Our next story, we're going to speak more of cute animals. There's a new app that apparently can track dogs through their noses. From AMS Nose ID, this app is used to help find our furry friends once again. And similar to human fingerprints, you can actually identify animals or dogs through their noses, which is really, really cool. Next up, so from non-related animal news, this 81-year-old lady and her bestie have actually started traveling the world together. This article was published on on Today News by Alex Porty and has shared these ladies' awesome travel stories. They're traveling the world in 80 days and started in Antarctica. They're still on their voyage around the world, and we wish them the best of luck. Go girls! Speaking of incredible people, there are many musicians who have actually attended Ivy League schools. By the website American Songwriters, they describe 8 famous musicians who have achieved both music and academic excellence. Musicians such as John Legend and Alicia Keys have both attended Ivy League schools, with Legend attending University of Pennsylvania and Keys attending Columbia. Give it up to these talented artists. And last but certainly not least, we are going to discuss another very talented individual who is only 9 years old. From an article done by The Week written by Thera Coleman, it discusses how a young scientist named Bobby Wilson was able to invent a bug spray that killed invasive lanternflies. These flies were killing many of the native trees, so this invention made a big difference. So much so that Yale honored her at their public health ceremony. That is all for the good news today. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Nice job. Nice job, Josh.
What did I tell you? Not bad, right?
Welcome to the Good News Network. Nice to see. There is good news out in the world. You just have to dig a little bit to find it.
Delivery is very clean, just like Josh. It's very, very clean. No hiccups. Kind of nice. Kind of is like good rhythm.
That bug spray makes me think of our next guest. I wonder if it's environmentally friendly.
Bug spray reminds you of a guest?
Yes, we've got Karen Stein here. You know, we're talking about, I only hope it was eco-friendly, the bug spray, because we're talking about energy and frequency, and Karen Stein is a health coach.
Let me tell you something. I went over to the corner, and the roach came up the arm.
Woo!
Okay?
What roach?
There was a roach.
A big one or a little one?
It doesn't matter. I smacked it and done.
There was a gnat.
No. And it reminds me of how you don't kill them.
No, I do not. I'm a no-kill zone
Excuse
here.
me? It was on my bate, in my bubble.
Although there was a mosquito this big,
No,
I had to get
smacked
that.
it in the garbage and I wanted to. I think about it, I want to die.
Today?
Yesterday.
I
What do
did
you
not-
think the lights went out? I threw everything, the bottles, everything went everywhere. What's the matter with
Katie
you?
came in today and said, "Can I turn some lights on in this place?"
Anyway.
We've got Karen Stein joining us. We met Karen last week. A guest brought her in for Sally's show. And of course, being that the spiritual center of Boca Raton that I think we might be, I got people texting me that they met Karen, they know Karen, she's friends with Tracy McDonough of Healing Moments.
And we love Tracy.
And it's nice that Kendra's here because this is right in her holistic frequency space. She's laughing. So Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Share a little bit of, you do so many things that I want to make sure you share a little bit of everything overall.
Yeah. Well, first I want to assure you I will not be singing for you, which you should all be very happy about. Yes, I'm a holistic health coach and I'm a detox expert. I do hair testing to identify hidden heavy metals in the body and mineral balancing. So whatever your mineral levels at the cellular level that may be out of balance that you cannot see in blood or in other tests, and that affects all the overall body system. So everything really just to optimize health and how we're feeling on the daily basis, energy levels, thyroid, adrenals, hormones, things like that.
Detoxing, I know it's what people are doing. It makes me nervous because I actually switched, 2 years ago from regular water to an alkaline water. I depleted myself of so many things that I had a migraine for 6 weeks until I actually started to replenish the magnesium and the potassium that I had detoxed myself from. Is that even a common thing that people do?
Well, what could have happened, I don't know what it was, but if it was something like a reverse osmosis filter that was, I don't know what the methodology of what you had was, that takes all the minerals out of the water. So that's possible, and you would need to put them back. But you're right, just detox in general is a buzzword, and people are saying, I'm detoxing.
Oh, hold your mic closer.
I'm sorry, I'm detoxing, but you have to be really careful with that and go very gently. And that's why seeing what your mineral level is very important before you start any kind of detox
And so
process.
working with someone like you is what's important. You can't just say, let me detox and go buy something over the counter and start drinking or taking or stop eating. You should really do it under a professional's care.
Absolutely. And whatever your health issues are, that's why the mineral levels are so important, to see what your energy levels are. Are you somebody who could do something a little bit more, or do you need to be very, very careful and go very slowly? And that's what I'm able to see. And it is a very gentle process. And I do what is called a pre-tox to the detox. So that's rebalancing all these mineral levels, making sure that your body has the energy to do some detox, and working very slowly. It's not a one and done quick fix. It's more of a long term. It took you a long time to get where you are, and you want to go very slowly. And then the huge piece that's missing in so many things, because anything could be detoxing, even like you said, drinking a certain type of water, doing a juice cleanse, going in an infrared sauna. People don't bind the toxins that are being mobilized, and that's the key. And what I do is I can see what toxins, what heavy metals an individual has in the hair test, and then use the type of binder that has an affinity to those metals. And also between the minerals, the metals, it's a very personalized approach. It's not just going into a supplement store and grabbing a bottle of detox, this, that. People use activated charcoal. That's an amazing binder when people have, like, they go to the emergency room or they have lead poisoning or something, because it binds to everything. And it binds to all those minerals, just like you're talking about. And I've had numerous clients just use something like that, and then they ended up in the hospital because their electrolytes tanked and they got very sick.
Well, it's amazing. We talked before the show about some of the things that are currently going on around us, like the shootings yesterday, where the kid became a murderer and shot everybody at a bank. And there was absolutely no reason in the world that they could find. And the kid was an intern, 3 years, and he got this job. And if you look at what's happening around us, there has to be something going on where these triggers are making people become a loose cannon, for lack of a better understanding. And what I was talking to Karen about is, if you have a business, you want your business to perform at a very high frequency, especially for the summer, because a lot of people leave, and you're gonna have to pick and choose things in the summer because the dollar becomes tight. And so you want to know the people that you're working with. You want to understand the people that you're working with. So I was asking her, if there was a way the businesses can bring her in to talk and see what she can do to help them perform at a higher peak, and with the checks and balances. And I remember that time that you went through that whole water thing.
And he kept saying to me, "You're drinking too much water." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. You're drinking too much water." I'm like, "I'm fine." And then I got really sick because I guess my body, whatever it was, it just didn't work the right way for me. Can you help businesses with energy, or is it more of a one-on-one? Because you told me you work with frequency, so you've got different ways to disperse frequency through the pellets, through water, for anxiety, depression. You can even infuse medication frequencies into them without the medication.
Yes, so that isn't maybe not a standalone in and of itself, but it's really a whole program. And I was thinking as you were talking, one thing that I do, I call lifestyle makeovers, or lifestyle detox makeovers. And so for businesses, for employees, usually when they offer some types of programs to their employees, they're going to monitor their blood pressure, they're going to talk about high cholesterol and these types of things, but it's really about addressing the basics of what's going on that made somebody exhausted, fatigued, depressed, have anxiety, whatever those things are that affect them, affect their ability to work, falling asleep at their computer, feeling stressed out. And so a lot of enhancing their lives, starting at eliminating chemicals, because we have an overall body burden and we have filtering organs, our kidneys, our liver, and we can handle, you don't have to live in a perfect world, you don't have to eat perfectly and do everything perfectly, because our bodies are made to cleanse themselves and to handle certain level of toxins. But the whole thing, to go back to root cause again, because these other things are the fix, but what's the root cause is this overload of toxins, like a bucket. And the bucket's okay as it fills up, but when it overflows, everything shuts down. Your filtering systems shut down, and now you become toxic and disease sets in, and your gut becomes not functioning properly, not absorbing nutrients and minerals properly, all these things. So it starts back at a way to help is to get everybody to understand clean eating, cleaning up products and chemicals and things that are easy to do. You don't have to be on a special diet, but you can eliminate tons of toxins and chemicals that way. And then building from there, the hair testing being another step to see what's actually going on in the body. And then, yes, to your point, using certain supplements, certain binders, and possibly even frequencies, which people can be open to or not, but then they feel the positive effects because, you know, there is science behind that, and you can incorporate all of those things to address the specific health issues.
It's so interesting because Chico, who is one of Kendra's producers, has a wine that he infuses with sound. So that's what Fred, we were talking about, sound frequency and music frequency. And you work with different frequencies for anxiety, and they're a little different, but yet I guess a similar concept.
So they're PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic frequencies. I mean, ultimately they're coming from sound that causes vibration. So it's a compilation of a technology and a device and a database coupled with, if so to speak, energy and some kind of energy work, energy healing. And it affects the body by, the body will take in information. It'll take in information that it needs to heal without taking in any of whatever the original substance was. So you can
hold your mic up a little higher.
You can customize all of these different things into something that works, whether it's for sleep or it's for high blood pressure or it's for anxiety. That's a complement to the body actually healing itself.
So how do people respond to this type of holistic healing? Because I don't want to say medicine because it's not medicine.
How do they like logically respond, or how do they physically respond?
So when you meet a client or someone says, "Karen, what do you do?" Is it, "Oh my gosh, she's woo-woo," or do you find more and more people are receptive to this because we're so inundated? We talked this morning about these medications you see. People are dancing and they're feeling great and they've got type 2 diabetes and you should take this pill unless you're going to die from it, right? And there's the disclaimer. Nothing that you work with is going to have a negative side effect to that degree.
Right. Right. So, I mean, that's a good point. I don't generally bring it up initially unless I already know that people understand or they're open to it, because it would scare them or seem woo-woo, as you say. And there is so much science behind this. Like, I mean, for instance, it's hard to see, but this is what a hair test looks like. It's all kinds of data that I use, very science-based.
Well, I'm going to give you the simplest data. Kendra is in the entertainment field, just like other singers. And when a singer goes to watch a singer, people go to watch a singer sing, they go nuts. People want to be on stage. I see Kendra's always handing her hand out because people want to get that energy transfer. You know, it's really simple if you look at it. Baseball and football players are surrounded by hundreds of thousands of people a year in their games because they want to be in the action. All of that is energy. Everything is transferred during the game, during a movie, during entertainment, all of this. It happens every day more than you realize. It's hard for a singer that she has to sing every night to keep that balance going. It takes a little bit of a curvature on this thing, and the people around her are going to say, okay, you gotta pump it up. You gotta pump up the volume. We've talked about this with hosts. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and you can tell when they come in that whole energy level thing is happening. What I would like to do is have you in the closet, open you up and say, okay, go talk to us so I can figure out
Take
how
an
to get it
energy
going.
frequency, right? Raise your vibration.
Because
Can you
that's-
imagine?
But that's business right now. You want to be at the top when you perform. You want to be the best. And you want people to come towards you. I mean, if you ever sang in front of 60,000 people, that is something to watch.
You know how Disney pumps in the smells of the waffle cones when you walk down Main Street? Imagine like we were able to pump in positive energy into a room to
working on
raise
that.
frequency.
I'm working on it.
Especially at the Wynn, they pump the aromatic, the aromas through the hotel, and also just in casino-based hotels in general, they pump a lot of oxygen to keep people awake so that they gamble more.
And no windows.
And no
There's no
windows,
windows.
and no clocks.
No clocks and no
Yeah.
windows.
So we tried
So-
that. We tried to get an aroma scent, and people thought we were a cafe. So a company sent us a bunch of smells, but they were so artificial.
No, they weren't artificial.
I got
Mrs.
so
Sensitive. Just one stick. She went, okay, get rid of
I
this.
was like, I can't. I got such a headache. It's like
Well,
I can't even
yeah,
do it.
Chemicals.
You need to, I'm going to snip your hair. Somebody get me a scissor.
So I was going to ask you, how long does the hair analysis take?
So to get the results back, you mean?
Yeah,
Or,
I, mean, I know I can give you hair and then
yeah,
it's
you,
easy.
you just snip a little sample from like the underneath back of the hair where you wouldn't see it. There's actually a little scale here that you can weigh the hair on, and then you put it in a little envelope and you just mail it to me. And I use one of the 2 premier labs in the country. It's very important who runs the analysis. They don't chemically wash the hair first, which washes off all those vital mineral levels. And then it takes anywhere from a couple weeks to get it back. And then I run a whole analysis of the data that's boring and scientific, but it's a whole bunch of ratios that I look for the hidden metals, because your body hides these away. You might not see them on your hair test. And you can run, you can get these things online and run it, and it comes with information, and you're really misled because it can look like everything is not as it appears. You may have high levels of minerals, but you're truly deficient at the cellular level. It's stress. The body's pulling all that to cope with stress out of the calcium, the magnesium stores, or the metals are hidden away because we're poor detoxers, we have genetic defects, we can't see them. So I look for all those different things, and then I create a whole program and protocol to deal with it. But it's funny you were talking about the singing, because one of my clients is actually an opera singer in New York, and she had inhibited oxygen and some lung things going on, and she was really having a lot of trouble. And I have, in the many things that I do, I have another product that's all natural, it's mineral based, but it's electrically charged, and it puts blood oxygen, and you can measure it. You can take a pulse oximeter on your finger, take it, and then see that your blood oxygen levels are raised. And so I worked with her on not just one area, but many facets. And she did this, and she actually has a review on my website because her voice came back and her voice became better. And that wasn't even something that I thought of or, thought that would happen when we first started working together. But there's so many ways, to your point, that our energy reserves and our vitality affect every single thing that we do in our lives.
We talked about the hosts. I mean, been doing this so long that hosts come up and they say, how is it that you keep doing it year after year, show after show? And I tell them, I says, you got to break that energy level. You got to bring it every show. And if you think that last week or this week or whatever you did was enough, you got to do it again and do it again. And then time will show success rate because you keep doing it. That's why I was telling Kendra that somebody asked me, has she hit the big time? Man, that you're still in the game doing what you do is big time.
Imagine how much energy. Who in the Bible had the long hair, right? His strength was in his hair, and they cut his hair.
Goliath. No, what was his name? Goliath. What was the name of the guy with the hair? That they cut it. The princess cut it.
Fabio.
No, but that's a good point.
Think of the power in I look at your hair and it's so beautiful. Not only is it your trademark, but it's part of who you are and your energy.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, and speaking to answer your previous question of how has music changed, and now that Karen has shed a lot of light onto the most underrated thing in our world, which is energy, but years and years ago, the music scale was changed by the Rothschilds to lower the frequency in which music was produced. So now the current music is now on that changed scale. So now everything is more low vibrational, and that was designed to keep everybody, sedated, hypnotized. So that's why contemporary music has that ability to keep you or to hypnotize you, because it's the Rothschilds who are, one of the most, powerful underlords or dark lords of our world. They changed it so that they could infiltrate through music.
Do you know that in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, TV commercials, television programming had messages that were embedded for drinking, cigarettes, and cars, but you couldn't see them through the naked eye. You're
Same with Disney. Disney
Exactly.
has those subliminal messages.
Yes.
I mean, like if you look at all the Disney princesses, they're like 16 years old, like abandoning their parents and wanting to go off and get hitched and knocked up with the prince. I mean, like that. Where are the values in that?
I won't attest to all that,
Hence the real life of Moana.
But I went to Disney, and I came back with a concept, and I am looking for the body of people that I'm going to do in here, because I know we can do something that they do, and pump in the smells and all that. Because I gotta tell you, what a magical place. I feel like it was 12 all over here.
So you just need to pump in more oxygen in here to give us.
No, not no more, because I'm freezing.
Not air, oxygen.
No, I'm cold.
And Freddie, you also mentioned like the unfortunate shootings that are going on, if you want shootings to end, stop producing movies with guns. Like John Wick is like a whole shoot 'em up movie.
I saw the whole movie.
And it's like, and especially when you have Hollywood activists saying, protesting against gun violence, well, stop making the movies with the guns in them.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money, and also it's the video games as well that
it's all about
like
the
that
money.
that affects, and that's a component of and that also has a lot to do with energy
and
and
it's low
the
frequencies
and low frequencies.
Well, they went to see Mario And that's going to break all the box office hits. So you can actually do
Yeah.
something without a gun in a movie.
Exactly. You can stomp on a mushroom that gives you growth powers, you know.
Why not? Why not? Music videos, things that have less violence in it may be a beginning and a start, but I really think that there's something here about measuring frequencies. I know that because we talked about radiation. We talked about, it was in the news how we sent our guys over to Afghanistan, and these soldiers are dying now because they put them in a field that the Russians left behind, and they must have left it behind with a ton of radiation. And it's coming to light now, and they're all dying off, and that isn't right. And we're killing ourselves by polluting what we do in the land. And I don't want to get into a soapbox on this thing. All I'm saying,
Do you know they actually did a study on Chernobyl? Well, obviously, people are living in the area, but the wild dogs that have mutated and stayed and reproduced after the people left, they're seeing total genetic changes in these dogs.
and Japan,
Yeah.
we're talking about Japan coming over from the oceans and stuff. People that want seafood, all of that is, you're living on a round planet. It's got to go somewhere, and it's going to come into you. If we don't, and I don't even, I'm so tired of telling people we got to make a change, because nobody changes. Remember COVID? I love using this example. New York City, there was nobody there. I was there for over 40 years. I never saw New York with nobody in the streets until COVID. And do you think that we will learn one lesson from that? One lesson, maybe to clean up our act a little bit, just a little bit. We're right back to what got us in the soup to begin with. And we don't learn. We don't learn. So we have to turn towards frequencies, different things that we use every day and we don't realize it, to get it going. And it's just frustrating.
Can you imagine, I know we're going to go to commercial for the top of the hour, people actually healing their bodies without consuming more medications and low frequencies.
Don't say that. The
and
earth
feeling
will rock.
better based on what your body needs.
Does that work? Wow.
Imagine that.
You know, I got my
side effects.
I got my diabetes down by eating right and doing something right. And I'm hopefully the next time when I go see Doc next month, I'm going to get off my meds. I'm going to try to go without the meds, because we have the key. We can unlock our health. You just got to use your head. And you got to listen to people that know what they're doing. And I think the frequency has a lot to do with it. Just give it a try, man. What do you got to lose?
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. Maybe we have another one of Kendra's songs to play at the top of the hour. More to come. We're talking luxury travel when we get back with Lisa.
Luxury.
Rockstar Traveler? Rockstar Traveler.
Where are we
in the
going?
house.
Where are we traveling to?
She'll take you anywhere.
Let's go to California. We could see Kendra in concert.
International, Italy.
Or we could stop off there on the way to Australia.
My kids seem to think I need to go to Europe. Oh, okay.
You should.
That's what they said.
You should go. You should go down to.
Go to where?
Let's go to commercial break.
We'll be right back.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Brand new shows, only on AMP2 TV. We have All-in-One Insurance, Latin Hustle con Karen, Meta Magazine Show, Pitch 2 Production, The Florida Love Show, The Sixth Borough, Meet the Experts, Reinvented Life, Lights in the Night, and The Hangout. Tune in so you don't miss these amazing new shows. Only on AMP2 TV.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Caught in the crossfire with my lover.
Rockstar Lex Travel.
I gotta tell you. You know, it's really funny. I love what I do for a living.
Do you?
And nobody understands it.
No one understands what you do for a living?
Nope.
That's for sure.
They think that what I do for a living is
Have fun and laugh?
It's
I know.
But it isn't. You sort of have to have timing. Now I feel like timing is everything. You know, I used to walk around with a stopwatch. Ever tell you this story?
No.
I used to have a stopwatch because I was a coach. And everything was based on time, right? So baseball was based on time, football was, everything is based on time. How long does it take to get to work, get to school, blah, 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 blah. So my son this morning, Mr. Gio, says to me, since when has baseball had a clock in it?
We've been talking about that for a long time.
I said, Gio, it's been going on for 3 years in the minor leagues. And here it is now in the majors. And it has changed the game completely. Because when you're 21 and you're pitching with a 15-second clock, it's one thing. When you're 40 and pitching with a 15-second clock, it's another. Because your arm doesn't have a chance to slow down. You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta. It's the same thing with business. You're always on the clock. And we have sped things up to go faster and faster and faster. We have sped things up that you are on a high frequency.
Instant gratification,
and
right?
you have to feed this frequency all the time. So our next segment that we're going to be talking about has changed. The industry has changed.
But on the flip side of time, you put out a motivational quote by Sylvester Stallone on Easter
I had
Sunday.
another one from The Rock, but it had curse words in it.
You
I
put
couldn't
that out
do it.
to the whole team thread
right.
on how everyone, he was always on the clock and time was of the essence. And by seconds, by minutes, his goals for the year, for the month, what he wanted to do.
Always time.
Until now. And the older he gets, the more he says time is
a commodity.
Right.
It's your edge. Don't give away your time. Absolutely. Don't surround yourself with people that all they want to do is absorb your time, take away from your time. This is your time. Hold on to it. But the game has changed in so many aspects. Yes.
I was just going to say, I live by a quote, and it says people are either faucets or drains. So.
That's a good point. And it's funny because I remember when you first started, not first started, but when you got into this game that I met you, I used to say to people, you give it time and watch what happens. And sometimes it can't be measured by the end game, but you have to measure it by the journey. You know, you're good at what you do. You're the best at what you do. And this is why I love what I do for a living. You know, I would love to be on television. I think I should be on television. I really do. I don't think I'm bad enough not to. She laughs. But I think I should. I think a lot of people in here should.
Agreed.
Because you know something, the only thing that separates us from that is the right set of eyes. That's all it comes down to.
And a briefcase of money.
And a briefcase of money.
Money can be established in different ways, but the right set of eyes that will go get that briefcase is the one I'm looking for. Because then anything can happen. You know? You could be taking a private jet somewhere.
I always tell you, the next thing we do when we hit it semi-big is we get our own jet. Because I don't
use
like
the word semi. What the
well
hell
enough
is
to
wrong
afford
with
the
you?
private jet, and then we can go bigger, but at least to get off the
you
ground.
can get a private jet. We're going to talk to somebody who can get you anything you want.
Lisa, it's Gino. Gino. Well, that's the American way, but the real way is
Neo.
Neo.
That's the Italian way.
We went from Gio to Neo?
Because it's
Gino's the American way. Neo is how they pronounce it when I go to Italy.
What's your real name?
We say Gino.
So is that your real name?
Yes.
What do you say?
When I'm here, Lisa Gino.
So we met Lisa. She was here with Paola Zamboni Couture.
With the clothes.
Months ago.
Months ago, yeah, months ago.
We had an event here.
Paola
Yeah.
Zamboni.
And you used to model for Paola some of the clothes.
I did, yes.
And then I saw Lisa and we went over to the networking event at Meatball Room. And we looked at each other and I'm like, wait, where did we meet? You look so familiar.
Yeah.
And you actually realized you saw the car that you had been here.
Mhm.
We didn't get really a chance to talk on air because you were here for an event.
Right, yeah.
About travel. And the travel shut down. What are we, 3 years ago already? Everything
Yeah,
shut down.
3
Done,
years ago.
over. Had to find new businesses. No one was going anywhere. Europe got hit really hard.
Mhm.
But now people want to get back out again.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Everybody's ready to go. It's
But I
getting
feel
very
like-
busy.
I feel like if we want to go, you want to go. You don't want to go like in steerage, I've decided. At this point in my life, I'm not doing the Titanic steerage. If I want to go, I want to do it the right way because
You're
I
not
don't know if
doing
I'm
the
ever
what?
going to go back again.
Titanic what?
Steerage. What's steerage?
Yeah.
Like with the cattle. Like I'm not doing underground.
It's below deck, way below deck.
If I'm going to go big. Either go
Yeah.
or go big.
Why don't you just say go big?
Go big.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Say that.
I just want to go big.
Steerage.
And that's what you did with Rockstar Lux Travel.
Yes, but it's just not going big, it's doing it right. You know, and depending on, everybody has a different version of what their travel needs are. And I just provide that for them by giving a consultation, really listening to the client and trying to create their memories and their dreams for them and make them reality.
How do you create the right picture for somebody? I know you're going to listen to what they want because everybody wants everything.
Right.
I go to Kim the US says, yeah, I want everything. But how do you create something doable, manageable, and achievable out of I want everything?
Well, I mean, you have to be realistic about things, and everybody has a budget. No matter who you are, everybody has a budget. So you have to work within that. And like I said, when I listen to the client, it's just all about, okay, let's create something that's perfect for what you want and your vision and creating memories. That's what it's really about, right? And everybody wants to experience the local experience as well. They just don't want to be a tourist. They want to have something more than that.
And you offer, tell us what you offer. Let's start there.
So, I mean, I just offer a lot of different things. I mean, if you want a yacht or a private jet or a Michelin star restaurant, I can do that. But if you're also looking for something different, a local experience, I'll send you to a local restaurant that's off the beaten path that you're not going to find in your tour guide, right? Or the books that you can pick up. Because those are where the locals are. I've spent so much time, especially in Italy and, you know, throughout Europe, and finding those little nuggets there. So it's taking that like hidden street that you would normally not walk down. I'll walk down them to find that little hidden restaurant or that shop where you can buy the most beautiful jacket that's handmade by a local designer that can't advertise,
That's
right?
kinda cool.
Yeah.
It's tough to be you. So she has to walk down the little streets in Italy and
I
Europe
know,
to
for
find
sure.
those hidden nuggets for us to go down.
Hard to find a nugget.
It's tough. I'm sure your accountant loves your business model.
Well, I mean, I do have to tell you a story. So when I was in Italy one time, I walked to all my appointments because I meet different hotels and I want to, you know, I have to vet them to make sure that they're at the right level, the right standard in order to present it to my client because I want to make sure that I've seen it, that I'm not showing you something I haven't experienced myself. So I was walking to an appointment. I decided, oh, this looks like a really cute little street, cobblestone. So I started walking down. It was windy. And I saw this jacket in the window, and I just thought, I have to have that jacket. It's beautiful. So I go inside, and the designer's there. That's literally his shop, his store front, and where he produces his clothes. So I was looking at this jacket. It wasn't one in my size, so I was a little depressed. I thought, I'm not going to get this jacket today. He looks at me, and he goes, you're size 40. No measurements, no nothing, because you're a 40. He goes, come back in 2 days. I'll have the jacket for you.
Wow.
And I go, do you want a deposit or anything? I'm like, well, how are we doing this? I go, do you want a deposit? And he goes, no. I said, okay, 2 days. In 2 days, I came back, put on the jacket, fit like a glove. He made it there in his shop, and that was it.
Wow. You see, you can't
And that's an
find-
experience.
You can't find stuff like that. I don't know if you saw the show the other day called The Hotel that I stayed at. Everybody was laughing at me on Saturday, by the way, because you don't know. And you can't do what you don't know.
What hotel did you stay
The one
at?
that I stayed in Tampa.
Oh, with the roaches?
Don't bring it up. Don't bring that up.
That one,
Don't
that's not
bring.
a hotel.
Hello.
That's
Don't
not
bring
a
that
hotel.
up.
That's not even an adventure.
No,
That's
but
just
what
like,
I'm saying is, what I like is you talk to somebody and she'll tell you.
he slept with a suitcase on his chest.
And here we
didn't
go.
Take his socks
And
off.
I knew I shouldn't have said nothing.
Towels because it was just.
It was the worst experience in my entire life. But it was an experience.
Yeah, a different kind of experience.
Not a one that I want to do again.
Exactly.
So if you're going to go abroad, if you're going to go to Italy, Venice, whatever, if you're going to go to different places, you want to get those nuggets because you don't want to go where everybody else is going. You want to find those little nuggets of places that become memories and everything else.
So if you go to Greece, you want to go down obviously to all the traditional places, right?
Sure.
You want to see everything, but then you want to go off the beaten path a little bit as well. You'll plan everything.
Everything that you want to do. From the airline ticket to transportation to and from the airport to the hotel, the train tickets to the restaurant reservations, anything that you're looking to do. If you want to do a personal shopper, I can get that for you in Europe also. You want to do a private tour in the Vatican or anywhere outside. You want to do a
In the
history tour
Vatican?
through Milan? Yeah. Or a history tour throughout Milan. We can do that too.
Will you get me into the Colosseum?
Sure.
This lady is somebody you gotta meet.
See, and then you don't have to book it. The thing that stresses me out about travel is I have to book it. And how do I know what hotel or what restaurant or what I want to do on this day or that day and where you go from here, point A to point B? That to me is so stressful, I'd rather not go until I met you.
Right. And that's why I'm here to help you. And I take all that stress off of you so it's just seamless, right? I'll just say, here you go. I'll send you an itinerary of what we spoke about, what you wanted to do. I'll put in those little things for you, and then we'll be on our way. But then I also give you another little nugget where I will supply, here's a hotel that you're staying in, and within a block or two radius, I'll give you all the little amazing places to go. Like, where do you go for your best coffee and a croissant? Where are you going to go for, a panini to truffles?
And you're in Boca?
I'm here in Boca.
Your office is here in Boca?
I'm here, yes, in
She's
Boca.
like the best kept secret.
Are there certain areas that are your specialty?
I do all of Europe, but I happen to love Italy. I spent a great amount of time there the most, so yeah, it's in my heart. I'm Italian, what can I say?
I got a short story for you. My second marriage, I was going to Hawaii, and it was a scam. But I got my money back.
Really?
Yes, and I had 3 days to plan the honeymoon, because she didn't know. So I didn't say nothing. So I went to Brooklyn to take her to get her dress or whatever the hell she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a sign that says, go to Greece. Here's the answer. I think I still have the poster because I made the lady give me the poster. But I didn't know what I was doing. So I started in Athens and did all the islands and everything. Went to Italy. I went to Italy a little bit. I went to Egypt. I went to Turkey. And so I didn't know what I was doing. So I ended up in one of these islands that was naked.
You were naked?
A nudist beach? A nude beach.
Like a nudist colony thing, yeah.
You were naked at the beach?
No, you didn't have to be, but everybody else was. So I go there.
Everyone's got a little TMI right now.
But check this out. I take my ex-wife there.
Yes.
Notice the ex. I take her there and she says, let me get this right. You picked this on our honeymoon? And it isn't that I picked it. I just said meeny, miny, mo, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was getting desperate. Mm-hmm. I only had like 2 days to put this damn thing together. Then I told her the real story behind it. She says, you didn't have to do all this. We didn't have to go to Greece. And meanwhile, I'm going to tell you, Greece is unbelievable.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Rose.
Yes.
I got to meet one of the ex-Beatles there on Rose with his wife.
Really? Wow.
Paul McCartney was there.
That's an experience.
Oh, it was, but it's been years. It's been, I think, 30 years. I haven't forgotten.
But imagine how
any of it.
easy it would be now.
But this
just
is what
to
I'm
call
saying.
Lisa or
I
call you
know.
and say, this is where I want to go.
I didn't know Lisa.
I've got
That's
10
true.
days. Now, what about budget? Do people give you a budget?
Yes. Well, they don't want to say a budget. They'll go, I don't really have one. I go, everybody has a budget. So sometimes I come up with a price. I mean, the sky's the limit. You can do 50,000, 100,000.
Now, can
What's
you do
your
less
budget?
than 50,000?
Of course, yes. I'm just giving that
Can
as
you
an
do less
example.
than? I want to get people if they go, I don't have 50,000.
You're saying I can't afford that chick.
What if they have 20,000?
20,000, yes.
You can do.
Sure.
Can you do 10?
Yes, I can do 10. But again, it's
How many
really,
days can you do? All right, so we're looking between.
well, it's really all
15
about,
and
again,
20.
it's really about
Where
what
you
you're
going.
looking for and what you
Yeah.
want. So you have to be
Okay.
realistic, right?
Take it easy.
Well, I want to open up the gamut to people who are watching and listening, saying, all right, I don't have 50, and they click off the TV. I don't want that.
No.
I want them to say, all right, can I go? Do you work within the United States? What if someone wants to go to the West Coast, Seattle, Washington State?
Well, I really don't do the United States. I do South Florida, though.
You do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's from Europe here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
So
going
if
to piggyback, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have a lot of clients here that, need things here, great hotels, great restaurants, chartering yachts, private jets, things like that. So I
In
help them with
Florida.
it. Within South Florida, yes, I
I
do.
think we can start there.
Yeah.
So that's a good start, right? People, you want to experience where you live. A great staycation.
Listen, don't be, you got to be a little bit.
I want to give people as many options with Lisa as possible. I don't want
Sure.
to say, oh, I can't, but you want to rent a yacht for the day. You wanted to go to a great hotel for a weekend or 5 days away in South Florida, where to go? There's some great ideas.
And you could meet Lisa, you could put something together that's a year from now.
What's a great place to go in South Florida? Or what's someone you go, Lisa, and you go, okay, well, you can do this for 5 days in South Florida, not worry about airfare, but you're here.
Well, I mean, there's so much to do here, right? I mean, just experiencing from, Miami all the way up to Palm Beach. There's so much to do, great restaurants and beautiful hotels, clubs, different things. Yeah, there's so many different things that you can do. I'm not going to give away my secrets and tell you where I would send you.
Call Lisa.
Exactly. That's why you're going to call me, right? So I can give you all those great nuggets.
And I'm going to call it because you know how people take cruises and all that? They
cruises too, yes.
Yeah, because I know she
we
does
forget
all
that.
this.
What do you think about the river cruises?
The river cruises, yeah, those are great.
I've been looking at those going, all right, I could see going into a little port, less people. I'm a little germophobic. I was before, now I'm a lot of germophobic. And going right into the port and really seeing it. Viking Cruises does great on marketing. I don't even know if they're a great company, but I can tell you their marketing
they're
is
really
fantastic.
good.
Is there such a thing as like a network party plane?
A what?
A network party plane.
A network party plane.
So you're flying over to Europe, what is it, 4 hours? 3 hours? 4
Well,
hours?
no, it's
6 hours?
8, 9 hours.
Shit,
9,
really?
yes.
Well, the planes are slowed down.
From South Florida, yes. From
and
Miami.
they used to have these planes that where people used to, they used to network and party, and there were games and everything else because the damn thing was so long.
Really?
Well, they used to smoke on planes too. Remember those days?
Wow.
Are you dating yourself on planes?
I'm just telling you, I when I went to Switzerland, there was a party plane.
What's your
A
favorite
party
place
plane.
in Europe that you went to?
It was a party. It's true. As a matter of fact, when I went to Switzerland, NBC was on the plane. They sent all the cameramen on my plane. It was unbelievable because their plane broke down. So we were on there with NBC.
What's it like to be you?
Can you imagine having all these hosts and famous people on the plane? And they sat them in the back. I was further up the plane than they were. I hung out with them. They were playing games, they were playing cards, they were playing music. It was unbelievable.
You have a favorite place in Europe?
I gotta tell you, when I went to Greece and I went to Santorini, there ain't no place in the world like that place. I mean, the islands of Greece and Crete. I went to Crete as well. I wish I knew what the hell I was doing, but when I went, man, I will never forget that trip.
Kendra, how about you? Do you have a favorite European travel spot?
Well, Italy is a favorite of mine. Also, I loved Finland. Finland was just something about it was it finished off. No pun intended. My European cruise there, but Croatia, I have to say, is unlike anything. I mean, they filmed the freaking Game of Thrones show there.
I heard Croatia's magnificent.
It's beautiful.
And the oysters in Croatia, I mean, they're so big. I had to cut it with a fork and a knife.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you go to Venice?
Venice, yeah.
How was Venice?
It was sinking.
Well, it hasn't sunk yet, so it's still there.
No, but
the 3 or 4 times that I've been to Venice, it's been like water all around.
But that's a great time to experience that, right?
Yeah.
So you went in the winter time.
More so the summer, but there was still
okay.
There was still like a pretty decent amount of water that was, and I know Venice is a very aquatic city.
Does it smell that water?
Not really.
Okay,
It
then I'm
just
good.
but there were some mass puddles in the
That's
streets.
nothing. We get here in the parking lot.
Yeah,
you go
that's
out
nothing.
there.
Pretty much. Karen, how about you?
Well, I love Italy, and I've been to Venice. It didn't smell. But I agree with you. Santorini was honestly just one of, it just stands out in my mind. Just absolutely breathtaking. Right, that's the word, breathtaking. So beautiful.
There's so many places. Like, I have to say, I loved Sardinia and Capri. And, of course, the Amalfi Coast. That, to me, is heaven on earth. So,
where is it where they go, where they had the little villages, and you used to be able to buy them in Italy, with the wine country or something is?
Tuscany.
Tuscany! You been there?
I went when I was little, but now that I can enjoy non-sulfate and non-tannin wine, absolutely.
Do you have a place there? Mom
No.
and Dad have a place in Tuscany. You know, you can get a place for, it used to be cheap money, not anymore because the secret is out, but Tuscany.
Yeah,
Well, I-
Tuscany. There's so many places in Italy. I mean, it's too many to pick from.
I
It's
won't
difficult.
Come back. I would never, if I
I
were-
didn't want to come back. Trust
I
me.
would come back.
I gotta tell you, she makes it easy though. You make it sound like just call Lisa. Say
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Let's book a trip and do it and just go. That's the way to travel.
I got a friend that lives in Italy, and she tells me, Freddie, if you go to Italy, you don't come back. That's
It's
what she
true.
tells
You
me.
don't want to come back. The food is amazing. You feel great when you're there. I mean, it's so beautiful and laid back, and why not?
What do you think you need? About 10 days?
I think so, minimum 10 days. Yes.
I went for 16 days into Greece and everything else.
That's pretty good.
That's 'cause
That's
it was
good.
your honeymoon.
Yeah.
No, I would have left her behind. I'm going
That's
to tell you,
what
I
I'm
would
saying.
have gone.
Can you
Well, he
imagine?
took her to a nude beach, so I think that's why
I didn't-
spending
she's an
16
ex.
days with anyone other than on your
I
honeymoon?
had a watch, and you know, the pools there are salt water.
Yes.
So she pushes me into the pool. I lost my watch. I lost my ring. I lost everything.
Uh-oh.
I said, what is wrong with you? She says, you bring me here for this? I go, no, I didn't know.
See, if
But
I
welcome
planned
to
it,
Europe.
you might still be married to her.
No!
You're, you went
Was
to
that
the
a good
nude,
thing?
like the nude beach, just like that movie
Yeah.
Along Came Polly. Like,
Do you scuba?
you
Scuba. I scuba.
Scuba.
I got to tell you, though, it is That's good. I got to meet, in Athens, I got to meet John, no, what's the name of the guy that I told you? Sings, it'll come to me. But I got to meet him too, and then I didn't know who he was, and the manager says, what do you mean you don't know who he was? And he took the tickets and threw me out of the stadium. He was at the Acropolis, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
He was singing there.
Who was I'm trying to think. How long ago was this?
Oh, this is going back a while.
Okay.
But it was the singer
Andre
that,
Bocello. No? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no. It was an old singer. I can't remember his name. They
And-
painted that town, his color, his face was everywhere.
I don't know. And it was Samson with the hair. Thank you to Tristana.
Yes. But I just tell you, what memories. Those are things, you got to go to Greece. I don't know how Greece is. Now, I went to Italy. I'll never forget it because they didn't have toilets. They had a hole on the floor.
In Italy? I heard
of their
India was
ship.
like that.
And you went
What?
in the hole on the floor on the ship.
Not anywhere that Lisa's going to book.
No, not anymore.
Yeah,
This is
no,
what happens when you book things. You don't
I'll
know
make
how
sure
to
you
do.
don't have that issue.
But the people in Italy, I got to tell you something, it's so different than any of the people I met anywhere else in the world. Yeah, but that was momentarily.
They're very passionate and they're very proud. That's how I look. I think every little town you go to there, they have something to say, like it's very important and it's very special, and they just love everything about where they are. And how can you not, right?
Royce, have you ever traveled? You're from Turkey. Did you travel around?
Yeah, I traveled to Israel.
Israel? You don't do Israel, though. That's another trip I want to go back
No,
on.
I can.
Yeah?
I can help you.
I went to Istanbul, which the
Yeah, that's another
ocean
good one, yeah.
has rescinded, so more of Istanbul is showing. But I got to go to Istanbul, and I got to see all of the famous houses where the women used to work at night. I'm just
noticed
telling
the
you,
themes
that's
of
the
Freddie's
tour.
vacations?
The Turkish baths.
That too. But
That
no, they
too.
had, what do they call them?
Where they
Bordello?
abusively clean you.
Freddie's vacation theme, Josh.
And I went to Crete, and they wanted me. Now the woman was this tall, and she says, "You have to go into that cave where they had the." I says, "I don't fit in there." She's looking up at me. She said, "What do you mean? Just bend down. Come on, let's go." I said, "Again, I didn't know what I was doing." And if I would have gone in that hole, I would have still been there.
I'm not going to go there. Lisa, what's the best way for people to reach you?
Well, of course, through my email. So it's Lisa at Rockstar Lux Travel, and my website's the same, Rockstar Lux Travel. Should I get my telephone number too?
Please.
Sure.
561-306-7421.
Check this out. I got to tell you, maybe I will open up the possibility of leaving Florida.
There'll
I
be
think
an
so.
earthquake in Florida if that happens, but you should. You should hit something that you've always...
It's just the stress of actually booking the vacation, but now that I know Lisa, the stress is taken away.
I've got you. Don't worry.
And you can take time if you want to go in December or something. You plan it now, and then you go. You don't have to leave tomorrow.
No, can't leave. I still don't have a passport. I'm working on it, though.
I had a passport.
Do you need help with your passport too?
Well, I sent it in.
Oh, you do that too?
I can help with that, yes. I'm partnering up with a company that we're going to help expedite your passport for you because that's becoming very stressful.
I
So
sent it
we'll
in
do all that.
February. We're now, what, in April? Don't have it yet.
No, it takes a while.
I didn't
Really?
expedite it because I thought I'm not going anywhere, but
I updated mine. It came right away.
You're lucky. When did you do it? A while ago?
Right before COVID.
Okay, there you go.
post-COVID things have changed. They even tried to do an online site, but they'll only take X amount of sign-ups. And
Always
everything.
wanted to make believe we had a plane, that we were flying somewhere.
I remember
the
that.
studio?
I think Lisa
we're gonna bring it
Dwoskin
back.
might have been in their studio one day and you wanted to do a whole,
Lisa,
right?
Lisa, I think it was Karen that talked to me about doing something. We were going to make a fake plane, and we were going to do a whole setup. And now we can land with the green screens. You could be anywhere.
Josh, we can fly anywhere. Why do I have to go in? I got a green screen and there's
No. You got to go. You have to experience this.
You gotta go on the Soul plane.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna tell you something. Don't laugh. These plane rides were freaking unbelievable. I told you. I went with a friend of mine. He threw up in the bathroom. He got sick. We were partying so much. Everybody's having a good time. And they come on, Mr. Santori, your friend had an accident in the bathroom. Go clean it. I said, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna clean it. And they locked up the cabin. Nobody could use that cabin.
My kids booked an inexpensive flight for their honeymoon to Spain. By the time they booked coming back, there was nothing so inexpensive coming back, but they had to come back. But they love to travel.
You gotta have a professional put it together for you.
All right, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, you said Lisa was coming today. I thought you told me she was coming tomorrow. Lisa Dwoskin in the
You gotta
house.
use these to hit me.
What are we talking? Health?
We're gonna talk to
Coaching?
Lisa
Training?
Dwoskin. She'll tell us what we're gonna
Is it Dwoskin or is it Dwoskin? Is it an extra syllable? I never really believe what he says. That's why
Nobody
I'm asking.
believes me, Lisa. I bought an extra syllable.
Okay.
She has me so
By a vowel, by a
Between
syllable.
her and
Dwoskin.
Kendra, I'm always confused.
Lisa Dwoskin.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Punto.
Punto.
That's it.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days. All in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens,
wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
Come on down to the Brooklyn Cafe and enjoy our delicious 100% Arabica organic coffee. You can also tune into the Brooklyn Cafe show and have the chance to win a free bag. For more information on how to get your own bag, check us out at thebrooklyncafe.tv.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome back to the show. Wow, that was really cool. I'm excited about the next segment because this lady I've known, oh my God, 12 years? How long do I know you?
About 8, 10.
No, her I know 8, and I knew you before I met her.
Oh, that's right.
So let's say 11?
Yeah, about 10, 11 years, right?
So I always think he adds an extra syllable to your name, your last name.
How do you say it?
I say Lisa Dewaskin.
Yeah. Dewaskin.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Dewaskin.
It was your father that told me, this is the way you say it. I said, whoa.
Yes, he's a character. That's for sure.
Tell us what's been going on with you and Lisa.
So Freddie was the one who got me on TV and radio for the first time. Do you remember that interview?
I remember the first interview.
That was with Haley, I think was her name. Yes. So I was lost, and I was driving an H2 Hummer, and I was going over the sidewalk. I went to the wrong place. I was running over people on the road to get there. I run in, remember, and I had on like 4-inch heels, and I'm 5'10". So I was like 6'2", this flash of light runs by him. And then I sat down there like 30 seconds, and you're going on. And I had never done a live TV or radio interview because it was like on internet TV. So I was a nervous wreck. And I remember they're like 30 seconds, and they count down, 10, 9, and I'm like... So then I started off with teaching meditation in order to calm myself down. And then I did a great job, and he gave me my own show.
And there you have it.
She exploded on the scene, and she did something that started my career in that aspect, which was love flames and relationships.
Twin flames,
and all of
Divine
this stuff.
Life Partners, which I have now. I finally found in
And
my life.
we went from Beasley up to iHeart.
Yeah, with Russ.
Lisa was the first person that I did a show with up in iHeart. That's the setup that you saw when you came in.
Yep.
She was the first one that we had to work it out to make it work.
Yeah.
And then she used to go around taking pictures of
And
iHeart.
then you did sports shows. You've done a lot of different shows.
Well, then we brought, LT, Lawrence Taylor, the Hall of Fame football player. He was my first interview, and I remember at the first place, WNN, right?
Yep.
I was so nervous because LT was my first interview. I'm always nervous. And I told LT how nervous I was, and he almost walked out. Remember, I'm like, I'm kidding. I'm not nervous. And that was such a great interview, so that was really, really good. Then, like, fast forward 2 years later, Freddie produced a show that LT and I did called Change Your Game. And that was fun. We've had a lot of fun.
It was, and we did it at the hotel down in
Grand Palms, yeah.
And I took Gio with me because I needed the setup to work and everything else. And Gio says, I'm really going to meet LT. And Freddie was screaming at him. He says, what do you mean you're going to go meet LT? Because LT is the greatest.
Yeah.
Just voted one of the greatest football players to ever
and we
play
have
the game.
something really big coming up. But I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to jinx it. But
You
it
and
just,
LT?
Yep, it just happened 2 days ago,
wow.
actually. So I'll keep you posted.
And then she brought in the dad. Tell him about
the Rock's dad, Rocky Johnson, the
wow.
WWE wrestler. He was a trip.
Oh, he was more than a trip. And he passed away, yeah?
Yes.
And
so
they were
sad.
filming the movie here on the beach at the time that he came on the air.
Yeah.
His son was filming on the beach here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I know a lot of people, and I connect people. I do a lot of networking.
And what are you doing now?
And what?
What are you doing now?
Now
I know
I'm-
you've got this secret project.
Yeah.
But you're
well,
doing
it's
personal
part
training?
of what I do. I
Okay.
transform people's lives, mind, body, spirit. So I help people live life healthier and happier and find their passion, which is what I'm doing now. So it's pretty cool. Keep people healthy, exercise, a lot of exercise, how to eat healthy, how to look like you and those gorgeous legs you have up
thank
there. How do you get those legs? Exercise or diet or genetics?
She wears heels the size of King Kong.
No, but I'm looking at the separation of her hamstring and quadricep. Beautiful.
Thank you.
That it does not come naturally.
She runs on this machine she has all over Europe.
It's called a treadmill.
that machine.
No, I do weights. I don't know. I just do what I do. I was
Yeah.
telling Farley that his legs hurt so bad from doing his mulch that I figured I would do legs last night so I could feel your pain.
I got to be
physically.
careful what I do because she tries to match pain. So my arms are killing me, my hands are killing me because I was doing mulch for 2 days nonstop. So then she goes and she does whatever.
And
now
I
she's
picked some
hurting.
crazy workout last night. Jump squats with weights. That was just stupid.
but not at my age. But you do what you got to do.
But you do that where? Like on a YouTube or at a video? Or like at a
Different
gym
online.
or at home?
I kind of made my own. After COVID, I stopped going to the gym and I sort of made my own little workout gym at the house. Because we get home so late and we're here so early, 8:30 to 8:30, that it's got to be home.
12 hours a day you're doing this? How many days a week?
Pretty much.
5 days a week.
Wow.
Soon to be 6 if everything works out.
So there are days that we have Freddie walking up and down the warehouse parking lot. We'll go, what do we do, like 3 times a day? So we have like that many laps.
And the eating, are you eating healthy while you're working?
I have
here?
to. I got my sugar down.
Okay,
So now no carbs at all. Even though I
Right.
had a couple of chips today, no carbs at all. I've been doing it now for 6 weeks, and I went from 268 down, my sugar down to 90.
Oh, good.
And now becomes the balance because the body begins to learn.
Well, in Los Angeles, gluten is public enemy number 1.
Everything's
it?
gluten-free.
Well, I'm very low carb myself. After I diminished my carb intake a lot, like eliminating bread intake, I was just like, oh, Glossy magazine ready. How are you? Like,
Yeah,
I
but
just noticed a difference.
Your body, you know, I wish I had her body to say I can eat anything and anything I want, just in moderation.
Well, how old are you?
29.
Okay, so that helps too.
Beauty of youth, yes.
Yeah, but look at you.
But
Well,
in my
it's a
industry,
fight.
in my industry, entertainment, you know, everyone has body dysmorphia and everyone's very critical of how they look. So,
Yeah, but they should also celebrate the victories about how you look.
yes, I celebrate those by continuing to eat healthy.
But see, that's what I teach women, how to love themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly how they are at this moment. And the more you love yourself and you love your body, the more your body reacts according to how you are.
Yeah.
So the law of attraction, positive affirmations. I teach my clients how to take their clothes off and look at themselves in the mirror and say, I love you, and really mean it. And the more you love your body, the better your body looks and works for you. So and in the entertainment business, they really need it the most.
That's true.
Do you work with entertainers?
Yeah, I'm a celebrity athletic trainer, fitness trainer, life coach. But what I've come to realize is that you really have to go inward and not outward. So I've worked with so many celebrities, mainly men like LT and football players, and they're very insecure and don't love themselves. And they're always wanting to be better, look better, feel better. I don't know where I'm looking.
Look, he's
but
shaking his head yes over there.
No,
I can't
and-
imagine like these big guys that are celebrities, football players, athletes that have just risen. And Kendra, anyone have insecurities because
They
look where they
do.
are. But
Well,
they do.
I feel, I don't know what you do in the entertainment, but like most actresses,
Yeah.
when they're acting, they're not themselves, so they can do a great job. But in real life, when they're themselves, they're not escaping to be a different person.
And also, you know, especially with the influx of younger girls getting plastic surgery and deconstructions and injections and the fillers, it creates like this falsehood, and it's like this like false perfection that everyone's striving to reach. Like, and I mean, and the perpetrators of this have to be, you know, the Kardashians and the Kylies and Kendalls and the Hailey Biebers and the Bella Hadids. They're creating this look and this lifestyle and this perpetuated sense of self that's not really
False.
reality based,
Right.
you know. So that's where a lot of the body dysmorphia, not just in the entertainment industry, comes from, but just in general America. So
But that's why when you see somebody, and we haven't seen you in such a long time, you praise. You says, Jesus, you know, I see the body of work. I see what you're doing. I see how you look. What I'm looking at is the whole, as I learned from her many, many years ago, body, spirit, and soul. It's the whole package. It isn't that one package. And you should be very proud of yourself, no matter what it is, because you have to sort of love
Right.
yourself, right?
Right, and what you were saying about men being insecure and women being insecure, when I take on a client, the first thing I do is have them journal and write down their feelings, because if they have a six-pack, they're not going to feel good. If they don't love themselves, they're going to look good, but that doesn't make you feel better. So I always make them write their feelings and get it out. I psychologically train them before I physically train them, because it all comes from the inside out, 100%.
And Lisa always walks the walk.
Well, it's funny because try to produce a show with Lisa, and she's going to give you these elements, and you got to get deep into what she's talking about, because you have to produce something that you understand, which is really, really cool. It's funny because at that time, it's more or less when I started to meet you, and all these different aspects, including LT, which was a trip. I began to learn more about other people. I began to use these and less this to learn what they were coming from. LT taught me a lot about sports, you know, one of the legends in the sports game, and there were issues and stuff that he was working on.
Well, you know what was funny? When I interviewed him, you saw the movie Jerry Maguire, right? Where the guy who interviews the people, I don't remember.
Show me the money.
Yeah, right. But the one who interviews at the end, remember Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
is like, you're not going to make me cry. That guy who was doing Dwight something, I think was his
Yeah.
name. Anyway, I told LT when I interviewed him, I'm going to make you cry. He's like, oh, all right. You know how big and strong he is? And I said, I might not make you cry, but I'm going to make you dig deep in your soul. And I really am going to make you feel something in your heart. And you remember, he started off really tough, but then he started talking about his friend who had a heart attack.
Yep.
And he almost started crying about his life, how he changed his life, how just like, I guess I get right into the person's soul and pull out their deepest
I think they have a
thoughts.
comment over in the back. Yeah, of course it's okay.
Oh, hi.
Feelings first.
What would you do for someone if they already journal? Make them journal more. Like most people don't journal every day. So then I start talking to them and sharing, you know, they start sharing with me. And believe it or not, I don't know if you journal? Every day, yeah. Okay, now do you share your feelings easily with people? Not, right?
Not specific people, you know, like my partner or like my best friend, but other than that, no, not really.
Okay, so I have like a gift that once I get them to journal, I have them open up to me and I give them like a very comfortable setting and I talk to them in a very open way to where they start opening up to me. So between the journaling, and I have a degree in psychology as well as exercise physiology, so I like to help them come up with their own solutions. So I empower people. That's what I do. So that's what I would do with you if you were to come and talk to me. I would never like ask you what you write in your journal, but I would ask you what you want to talk about. And every single person out there has something that they're fighting with, they're working through, trials and tribulations. Everyone's going through something.
Yeah.
And I like to bring it out. Was it past trauma, PTSD, eating disorders, child abuse, rape, molestation, whatever it is, drug addictions? Everybody has something.
Yeah.
So I would say journal first, talk to somebody, a therapist, and then exercise and eat healthy because all of that goes hand in hand.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Are you doing a show now? Are you doing any streaming?
Yes, I have 3 shows actually, all thanks to Freddie. I really, and I did.
Not me.
No, but really you were the one who pushed me into this because I'm a fitness girl. I'm a life coach. I help people. I wasn't looking to get a show. You gave me my first radio show.
All I did was turn the cameras on. You did all the work.
Well, and then he throws, I'm going to answer your question in a second, but from WNN, when we went to iHeart, I have never been on radio in my life, nor did I study journalism. I had no background. I'm a fitness expert, life coach. Do you remember the first day that I walk into this room and I'm like in amazement by iHeart because all the studios there, I was like, you know me, I was like shell shocked. And then I sit down and you were there and there were 2 other people and there was a screen and behind the screen the person's like, okay, push the button and when the callers call in, and then plug in your headphones. Okay, I looked down, 30 buttons, 20 holes for headphones. I had no clue what I was doing. And he's laughing at me like, you sink or swim. And I guess I swam.
She did really well. She had colas, she had all sorts of things.
Like you didn't,
The
he made
lifeboats.
me learn by myself, which was the best way to do it.
Because you remembered it.
Yes.
But your interviews were outstanding. And then they started getting bigger and bigger, and more people wanted to jump on there. And it was just a learning. We both learned. I learned a lot about what you do, and I learned a lot about myself doing it. So, you know, I tip my hat to you, because you put me on a different path. You know, it isn't about knowing the business, it's about learning the business. And thanks to you, I learned it.
Thanks to you. Now to answer your question, I have 3 successful shows. Good Morning Workout. It's on 7 days a week at 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. I'm with a network called DBTV, and they actually found me on LinkedIn during COVID when he started his own TV network. Then I have a talk show with my divine life partner, my spiritual husband, called The Best Version of You. And then I have also another show called In One Day. Anything could happen in one day.
True.
And this is with a businessman who's investing in the show, and we're doing like a lot of product development and branding and clothing lines. So it's pretty cool.
That's
It all
amazing.
just happens when you put something out to the universe and you dream big and you follow your passion, your dreams will come true.
Have you always believed that?
Always. Since I was 5 years old. And God talked to me and I heard him. And I feel so emotional, but telling me that I have a gift and I have to give it to the world to help people heal mentally, spiritually, and physically. Yeah, I've always believed it. Always.
And she's helped a lot of people, you know. And don't get it twisted. She's had to work at it as well. There was nothing given to her. She went it, she got it, she worked it out, she made it happen. And good things happen to good people.
That.
Yeah, hard work. How many times have I called you crying, Freddie, over the years? Like, this is not going to happen, even though in my heart and soul I believed it would happen. But in my mind, when it would take over, which is quite often, you have to quiet that mind, and you would help me a lot.
Well, you had a
should
lot
be
of
a
things
life coach.
going on at the
How
same
do
time.
you do that? How many people sit in the back or call you crying, and you just encourage everyone to keep going?
Because, you know, crying is just another stage to the next step. That's all. It's cleansing. And it's funny, when you meet somebody who's spiritual, you'll understand what cleansing is all about. You just be patient with yourself. But you had a lot of things going on where you were trying to do this, and there was a lot of interference, a lot of walls and everything. We all have war stories. I'm sure you have your war stories as well. But you got to keep going. It's like I tell the producers, just keep going.
Yeah, when you cry, your tears are watering the soil and the seeds that are gonna be planted for your future.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's true. Just remember that when you get there, what it
Where'd
took
that
to
come
get
from?
there. Okay?
No, it's so true.
Pay it back.
And what I love to say in relation to that, the more darkness that you allow into your life, the closer you come towards the light. Because there's people out there who are always running from the darkness with alcohol, drugs, prescription drugs, gambling, sex addiction. Don't run from the darkness. Go towards the darkness, because once you work through it and you continue on, and I'm talking the hard stuff. When it gets really, really hard, once you make it to the other side, the beautiful rainbow and the light is there, and then all your work does pay off.
Yeah.
I got to tell you a secret, and I've never said this before. It took me 4 years to convince Dawn to come on and do our show. And right before Dawn decided to come on, I was on my phone and I was going to call Lisa. But, you know, I had a partner with me, and I didn't know how Lisa would work, because I knew it would not have worked. Lisa would have probably punched this guy in the head. But that was my next phone call, because I had worked with her. And then when you came along and says, okay, let me see if this thing goes on. But she was the next one I was going to call right before you showed up. And I waited 4 years for all that to happen. And you know, we went through a number of ladies to try to get that show going. But it goes to show you, you do learn a lesson, and I'm glad that you have so much success and you've met somebody in your life that truly, truly deserves somebody like you, because you got to earn somebody like you. It's the same thing I tell a lot of the kids in here, you know, let them earn. Because once they earn, then they fight to keep you. There's a big difference in life when people fight to keep you.
Now, another secret I'll share. Do we still have time?
No, we had to.
Okay, real quick. Freddie is not only a life coach or relationship coach, because every guy I dated, there's been quite a few. I'd call him up. Is this one a good one? No, no, no. And he would know. And now he likes Brian, that I'm in love with. So
He's a good man.
I'm very happy. And just the last thing I have to say to all of you watching and to you, since you're younger than me, not only don't you not give up in your dreams and keep going, but let me tell you something. When you know you're on the right path and you work so hard, then you need to take a step back and breathe. And that's another thing Freddie and I are always talking about. And when you take that step back and breathe, the magic happens when you least expect it. I was in New York with my daughter this weekend on vacation, and something changed my life in New York that has to do with my career that I never thought of, never expected. I was just having fun. So if we all could just have fun and believe and have faith, but keep moving forward, your dreams will all come true. Whether you think they're your dreams or not, they will be. So keep moving forward.
Keep on going.
That's what I tell you. You always got to keep having fun.
And you
Because
do.
it changes the chemistry of what you're pushing out.
You absolutely do. Well, thank you for joining us. I thought you were
Thank
coming
you.
tomorrow, so a nice surprise to have you today.
You can come tomorrow too. Don't
And
worry.
with Kendra. Kendra, always a treat. And you're here for another week, so hopefully we'll get you back.
Well, we're going to do something with Kendra.
We'll get you singing.
We're going to do the cafe nitrate with Kendra. Have an idea.
Cafe nitrate.
Night train.
Night train.
Yeah,
like
nitrate.
choo-choo train.
Like a choo-choo train. There's
Like
a
Soul
train that
Train,
comes in
but it's
here.
night
You get
train.
on the
Night
train.
train, yeah.
Remember Soul Train, or you're too young?
I remember Soul Train.
Soul Train. Well,
Yeah.
we have a Cornelius Bennett and everything else.
They're telling us we got to wrap this up.
All right, we're going to leave.
Tune in today at 3 o'clock to the Meta Lifestyle Magazine Show. Lisa and Kendra and the other Lisa and Karen. For more information, you can always contact us right here at the studio at 888-994-4995. Start journaling. Trippy, that's going to be your new segment. Journal with Trippy. Beautiful. We'll be right. We'll see you actually tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.